Well then, good evening everybody. Welcome to the AOR Hype Energy PS4 social race. Glad you can join me for this one. My name is Kieran McKinley. Thank you so much for joining us for this one. Of course, this is the social race here at the German Grand Prix and the build-up to the races on Sunday. Obviously, we have a bit of history with the Hockenheimring. It's a great track, obviously shortened down from the behemoth that it was all those years ago in 2001, redesigned in 2002, so the new circuit we know and love today. And of course, you've got the hairpin as well. That's a significant braking zone as we head towards the German Grand Prix. Let's have a look at some of the circuit stats then. It says here the first Grand Prix was back in 1970. 17 corners take us around the Hockenheim circuit. The shortened down version, the 4.57 kilometre circuit, which it was over 7 kilometres back in the 60s and all the way up towards 2001 was the last iteration of that circuit. 3 DRS zones but only 2 detection points. The first detection point is just before or just after turn 4, with the first activation point not far behind its speed trap, just before the braking zone at the hairpin in towards turn 6. Detection zone 2 is on the exit of turn 16, which then sets up the DRS straight down the start finish straight, and then the DRS straight from turn 1 all the way down towards turn 2. 10 drivers here with us tonight, looking good for the race then, and thank you very much for joining us for this one. So let's see if I can find the link. Let's have a look. Oh, I think I found it first time. That's very interesting. That doesn't normally happen. Me finding it first time, but there we go. Let's just. The problem with now being on my own is that obviously I have to do all the promo myself. So I have to copy the link, then paste it. And make all the necessary tags, so it takes a while for sure, but it's worth it to get the maximum coverage possible. And then one more place I have to post the link. Hope you've all had a fantastic Friday evening. It's the weekend, hooray! Get to spend your time watching a social race, so that should be up everybody's alley then. As the Toro Rosso there has to wait for the Sauber to quickly make his way out of the pit lane then. But of course we have short qualifying session here tonight before a 50% race, basically to set up for this race on Sunday. No points on offer here, but a chance here to just drive with drivers you don't really normally drive with. But 10 drivers here for the German Grand Prix should be a good one then, as the cars make their way out onto the circuit then. Let us know if you're new here. Of course, we've got Fletcher then making his way now in towards the sort of stadium section now, in through now turns 10 and 11. So be careful on the exit of 11. Very easy to just overrun the corner, and very easy to do full stop. But making their way now into the narrow section now, down towards turn 12, and now in towards 14 and 15 now, in towards turn 16. We've got the McLaren of ZMU, and he makes his way now on towards the start finish line, and now down towards turn 1. Chuck the car in there, you're hoping that it sticks. Don't run too wide on the exit of turn 1 there. It's very easy to invalidate your lap that way as you now head down towards turn 2. A bit of braking here as we see you get out of the way, so we've run a bit of reflection now for the rest of the lap in towards the DRS zone. The first DRS zone that has the detection point in the lap then, as we now make our way through Parabolica here, through turn 5 and now towards the hairpin of turn 6. Nice and early for the braking zone then as we head towards turn 7. Up the gears then, flat out through turn 7, turn the car in. Live as possible as we make our way now down towards turn 8, using that curve on the right hand side then, as we now head through this tricky section, 9 through 10, then through turn 11, careful not to overdrive the corner, as we now run all the way towards turn 12 then. Again, you've got that gravel trap on the left hand side, really ready to punish any driver who runs wide. Through turn 13 we go, use that banking to carry more speed into the corner, through 14 and 15, full throttle through there. Through turn 16 then, dropping 2 gears, using that curve on the left hand side then, to help on the exits, carry more speed through, and Fletcher then coming towards the line, so 112.2 for the man in the Ferrari then. We've got the Toro Rosso of Stratton. Stratton? Is that right? Well, anyway, Stratton there in the Toro Rosso, making his way now around towards the last corner through turn 17 and towards the start for the Shine. Evolution there in the Renault, 114.8. As Stratton there, this is a 114.3, but it was invalidated as he runs wide at turn 1, and that's the quickest way to invalidate a lap. Here comes Carnage then, around the final couple of corners. 3 sets of tyres for the German Grand Prix. Useful information for Sunday as well. There's the Ultra Softs, the soft tyres, and then the medium. So we completely skip the super soft tyres. We've got Callum Anderson. So Anderson here making his way now onto the medium tyres. Of course, we've got that long 18-minute session, of course. So might as well get a lap onto the medium, see where your pace lies on a qualifying track. It's just getting up to speed, and of course the track, as it rubbers in, as more laps go through, it does get faster and faster. Bashful here now making his way through turn 13. As we head now through turns 14 and 15, is Fletcher, 111.4. Bashful making his way now towards turn 17. And yeah, you can hear they're very hesitant to go on the throttle there. The car almost didn't want to turn in as Bashful sets at 113.2, but it is invalidated. And this German Grand Prix here at the Hockenheim Ring, it really is really harsh on its corner cutting stringency. So you've got to be careful around here. You've got to keep it within the white lines. And here comes Sam Gamer then making his way now around the final corner. Very easy again to invalidate your lap time, but here he comes then. Can he set a valid lap time? He can. It's a 112.9 on the medium tyres. So good lap time then from Sam Gamer, as Anderson now makes his way through turn 12 and the run towards turn 13. Still on a flying lap then, again using that banking to help turn the car in, to help carry more speed through the corner, through 14 and 15. And now in towards 16, runs a little bit wide as he make our way now through turn 17. Using that curve on the exit then to help as Anderson comes across the line to 114.3. Still, it's quicker than his previous best, but he's still not keeping it between the white lines. He's still not able to set a clean lap time and a valid lap time as well. So Bashful then makes his way in towards the pit lane. 7th place, yet to set a lap time, of course. Here's Morris then, making his way now towards turn 7 on the sort of middle ground, the soft tyre, as he makes his way now in towards turn 8, through turn 9 and 10. And turn 11, somehow that's all 3 corners, but never mind, as we now make our way down towards turn 12. Again, very easy to overdrive the exit of turn 12 there, as we now see Morris heading through turns 14 and 15, coming down towards turn 16, and then around the final corner of turn 17. What can Morris do then as he makes his way towards the start finish line? It's about halfway down the straight then. It's 112.0, and it puts him into 2nd place. As that is Mercedes coming out of the pit lane. That also looks like Sauber as well coming out of the pit lane. That's Legend. There's an E on the end, so I'm not sure, but we'll call him Legend for now. So you've got Carnage there on an outlap as well. As a Legend there just pulling to one side. Is he? Or are they going to have a little bit of a battle now down towards the hairpin? No, the Sauber backs out of it there. So Carnage then rejoins on a set of ultra soft tyres as he makes his way down towards turn 6. Stratton here and heading his way around the final corner and on to start a new flying lap then as he makes his way through turn 1 here, and he keeps it between the white lines, so this is still a valid lap then on towards turn 2 now. Very narrow halfway down that short straight, short run up towards turn 2, and then it widens again as you enter the braking zone. As we now head through this long left-hander, parabolica they call it here, through turn 5, and then on the run towards turn 6, find that braking zone. It's just at 100 metre board for Stratton. As runs a little bit deep into the corner, and he's hoping that will optimise his exit then as we head through towards turn 7. Very tempting to use that tarmac on the left hand side, but there's a bit of grass just before you turn in there. So as tempting as it is to try and use that tarmac, probably not the best idea. Here's Stratton on through turn 11, on the run now towards turn 12. Let's see them chucking the car in. You can see there the car wanted to sort of step out the back end there as NUF1 there goes top of the table, 111.3. Stratton there makes his way through 13, 14 and 15. And now coming around the final corner at turn 17. Just definitely not using that curve on the outside as much as other drivers. So 1:13.1, and again, it's still not a valid lap. Stratum here just can't keep it on the track, and he can't set a lap time without invalidating it at the moment. And we've got just 9.5 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Of course, this is when you want to find all the track limits in the social race. Carnage then making his way through turn 13. We head away through 14, through 15 on board with the Mercedes driver. In towards the final two corners. Can he keep it on the track? Can he keep it a valid lap then on the ultra soft tyres, the softest tyre here today? And Carnage then goes 1:11.4, and that puts him up in second. Well, it would have been second if Legend there didn't set a 1:10.9 on those ultra softs there. He goes top of the table now, so it's just Stratum and Bashful here yet to set a lap time, as Bashful now makes his way down towards turn 13. And of course this is the social race, so obviously welcome along if you're watching. Very glad to have you on board for this one. So this is open to all AOR Hype Energy drivers across all the tiers to see basically how they rank against each other. And it also can be used for sort of a practice run with other drivers from different tiers. So you're racing against people you don't normally race against sometimes, so it's always a good feeling about that one. Always good to test yourself against drivers you don't normally get to race against. We've got a couple of people in the chat then saying hello. It's Ozzy there in the chat saying, hey, just tuned in. Very glad to have you along, Ozzy. We've also got Jamie in the chat there screaming hello. Hello, Jamie. Good to have you on the stream for this one. As Evil there comes across the line. Not sure why he's slowing down. Maybe to give your sponsors. Maybe to give the sponsors a bit more airtime. Too bad now. We'll switch the camera away. Here comes Bashful then, flying through turn 7, on the run towards turn 8, braking hard now with a left-hander. You've got to be careful with the curves as well. As tempting as it is to take them, you can very easily spin up the rear tyres and spin the car around. Bashful then making his way through turn 12, and on the run now towards turn 13. Great camera angle there as the car passes through that banking. We now head through that fast chicane down towards 15, and then through 16 and 17. And around the final corner across those soft tyres don't give us much good as the ultra softs as we make our way towards the start finish line. And finally Bashful there set a valid lap time, so 1:12.9. So it's just Stratum there to set a fast lap time. And he's just got to keep it within the white lines. He's got to set that valid lap time, whatever it takes. Fletcher then in 4th, coming towards the line. Is this a flying lap? He's on some soft tyres at the moment. So making his way now towards turn 2 is Fletcher. And so running on some soft tyres. He has set his personal best on a set of ultra softs. But at the moment then, looks like Fletcher's just doing some running on the soft tyres. Getting questions here. Is it a dry race expected? Yes, it should be a dry race. Curse the commentator. Cue to the race where it pours with rain. No, it's meant to be dry, hopefully. There's NUFC then. NUF1. Getting into football talk now. NUF1 making his way now down towards turn 6 then. On an outlap on these fresh set of ultra soft tyres. Stratum here. Still on a set of soft tyres. So that's the middle tyre for this one. As he makes his way now in towards turn 12 and running towards turn 13. And can he set a valid lap time? He backs off here, just try and get a gap. We can see a car ahead there, doesn't want to get caught up in dirty air. As he makes his way now around the final 2 corners. Of course, there's going to be plenty of space out on track with 3 cars in the pit lane already. So here we go then, winds up and goes for a fast lap. So can he keep it between the white lines then? Or just on the exit there, that might have been enough to invalidate the lap then, as we head away now down towards turn 2. In terms of elevation changes, there's not a lot of it here at the German Grand Prix at Hockenheim. There's not a lot of elevation changes, but it's very gradual. Stratum here on the run towards turn 6 now. Just picking that braking point, and yeah, I think he has invalidated it because he's backed off completely now on towards turn 6. We've got Anderson here then on a set of soft tyres on towards turn 2. And then 2, 3 and 4. Into the DRS zone we go. And through that flying left-hander turn 5, you can really hear there. Anderson is just trying to wear off some fuel here by revving as high as he possibly can in 6th gear. Whether he meant to do that or not is another question, but Anderson then making his way now around turn 6 then through the hairpin and on towards the flying right-hander of turn 7. Just over 4.5 minutes to go. Then it's Legend on top, Morris in second, NUF1 in third, Carnage in fourth, Fletcher fifth, with Bashful in sixth, Sam Gamer in seventh, Anderson in eighth, we're watching here, Evolution in ninth, and Stratum yet to set a lap time in this qualifying session. You're watching Anderson from the helicopter cam as he makes his way now on towards turn 13 through that banking there, and gets a little bit sideways there on the exit. That won't help his lap time whatsoever as he actually goes off track altogether. Into the gravel he goes, and well, I think he just ran a little bit wide there on towards the grass, and once you're on there, chances are you've got no chance of keeping control of it. So Anderson then will come back into the pits. That's a set of soft tyres that's gone to waste then. So Legend retires from the session. He's pretty happy with his 110.9. The helicopter then picks up Morris here as he heads now towards turn 12. On the run now towards that banking of turn 13. You see the crowd there ready for this one as Morris now makes his way through 14, through 15, and then towards the braking zone of turn 16, and then through turn 17. Nope, he comes into the pit lane and makes his way back towards the pit lane. In fact, Callum has his own view on that one. He said he touched the curb on the inside of turn 13. Well, that sent the car into a little bit of a spin, and that was that really. So, cars on the track at the moment. Evolution then 112.7 from the Renault driver. He's now up to 6th place. Of course, he did set his personal best on a medium set of tyres. And finally, there you go, Stratum. Finally a clean lap on the board for him. 112.9. That puts him into 9th place so far. That's matching Sam Gamer, who has qualified so far on a set of medium tyres. So, a little bit of time to find, but I reckon that's just... I reckon that's just a banker lap from him, and he'll now try to push on and try and get a faster lap, as it looks like he's not going to do this time around. Maybe he'll sort of slow the car down and make his way now on towards another flying lap. We've got Carnage here, coming now towards turn 2. There is Stan Gainley coming out of the pit lane. Looks like he's on a set of ultra soft tyres, as we just have 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go here. As we now head in towards the DRS zone and now through turn 5. On board with Carnage then as he makes his way towards turn 6. It's a heavy braking zone in towards that hairpin. Of course, a fantastic overtaking opportunity. If you're alongside, along with the DRS down towards that hairpin. Slowest corner on the track here. As Carnage now makes his way towards turn 8. Heading now through turn 9, 10 and 11. That's NUF1 getting off the track there. As Carnage makes his way through turn 12. And now on towards turn 13. With that banking ahead of him, there's a Red Bull driver of Callum Anderson ahead. As Carnage now makes his way through the final couple of corners. So let's see what he can do then. Looks like that car's well balanced through the final couple of corners. Here comes Carnage across the line, and he takes a provisional pole position, 110.9 from Carnage then. Puts himself on the top of the standings. NUF1, meanwhile, is now onto a flying lap. Through turn 1 he goes, loses that back end very slightly. That car did not want to behave through turn 1, but it looks like he's going to carry on with the lap then on towards turn 2. And then through 3 and 4. We're going to just keep that car perfectly balanced then. In towards the DRS zone, through turn 5, and on the way now on the run down towards turn 6. We haven't got there for such a long time now, as we head now in towards that break zone of turn 6. Accelerating away, going through the gears towards turn 7, as Morris is now retired from the qualifying session. As I don't think NUF1 is pushing too hard at the moment, although he's still in attack mode on his ERS. He makes his way now towards turn 12, turning the car in there, and now towards turn 13. There's the front wing camera from the McLaren of NUF1, as he now makes his way through this fast chicane. Only a couple of seconds left on the clock. As NUF1 gets it wrong, and around he goes. A little bit of a half spin there, but if he was on a lap time, well, he's not anymore, as he does retire from the session. There comes Carnage into the pits then, as he is currently on top. Checker flag comes out then. So Fletcher then is on a lap time as he makes his way now through 14 and 15. Now down towards turn 16 and then through turn 17. on the run towards the start finish line. Can Fletcher get any better than 5th place? Yes, he can. He can get pole position. So pole then for Fletcher at the moment. There's Callum Anderson out on the track then. So he is 6th place right now. Bashful in 8th. So they are not on qualifying laps anymore. So that means Fletcher then for the social race is going to start on pole position. So good lap from him then. 110.6. There you can see the top 10, because there are 10 of them, they'll all have to start on the tyre they qualified on. So what you're seeing there is the best tyre, so the fastest lap time on the tyre they set. So there's Evolution there on softs, Bashful in 8th on softs, Sam Gamer in 9th on mediums, and that means Stratham is in 10th on a set of soft tyres. So we just now wait for the end of the session for Callum Anderson to come back to the pits and call it a day. Either that or he'll take the checkered flag. So there we are. We're just waiting for Bashful now to call it quits in the pit lane. And Fletcher then on pole position for this German Grand Prix social race. And if you are joining us, welcome along. Fletcher on pole position for the social race here at the German Grand Prix, building up to Sunday night. Make sure you are following down below, or subscribe to the channel I should say, down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell as well, so you're notified every time we go live. If you're interested, I'm covering the F3 race on the PS4 alongside Austin Smith. And if you like, you can follow the league on Twitter. It's at Apex on Racing. And whilst you're over there, you can follow me if you like at KSMCG F1. That is not going to be the last plug you're going to hear, I guarantee it. But there you are then. Fletcher on pole position, Carnage in 2nd, Legend in 3rd, Morris in 4th, NUF1 5th, Callum Anderson 6th, Evolution 7th, Bashful 8th, Sam Gamer 9th, and Stratham in 10th place. As we move on towards the race then. So then, who are we backing tonight? I know there's a lot of love for Stratham tonight. I can see that in the chat. So a lot of people will be wanting him to do well. But is anyone here not supporting Stratham? Who are you supporting tonight? Make sure you wave those flags as well. Get behind your driver for the social race. Because the social race can provide some good momentum. If you get a good result here, you've got some good data to bring on to Sunday. So it's all to play for here. But let's have a look and see who can come out on top here in the social race. We've got someone saying so support for NUF1, so good to see then in the McLaren. Keep them coming through. So I'm looking forward to this one. I hope you are too. Thank you for joining us, spending your Friday night with me. I couldn't imagine anything worse. I'm just kidding, or am I? No, I am. So German Grand Prix then. First race back in 1970 with a circuit length of 4.5 kilometres. We'll be racing here for 34 laps, which will give us a race distance of around about 158.8 kilometres. I think that's not accurate, but there we go. Lap record 113.7 set by Kimi Räikkönen back in 2004, and the track actually dates back all the way to 1932 when it was created by Mercedes as a test track for their cars, much like Suzuka for Honda for their test track. And then it was developed from there, from the behemoth, the 7 kilometre plus behemoth circuit that was last raced on in 2001, so disused now that it's now overgrown with weeds, and the tarmac is well, it's beyond repair at this moment. It's so disused. But we first raced at this layout, the Hermann Tilke design, back in 2002, and we haven't really looked back. Obviously, the German Grand Prix did do its switching around with the Nürburgring. But of course, when the Nürburgring fell into financial woes, it pulled out from the F1 calendar, so then it became a German Grand Prix every other year. And then Hockenheim decided that it would have now a race every year, and it's been on the calendar now ever since. So I hope you're looking forward to this one. I certainly am, to see what the drivers are going to be like out there. Again, you see in qualifying, as there's Tezza there actually in 11th place, so he's starting at the back of this one. So Fletcher then will lead the pack down towards turn 1. Quick lap times here, dry race, perfect opportunity to see how long these tyres last and how it's going to go down as we make our way through the chicane then. As we make our way towards the grid for the AOR Hype Energy social race on the PS4 for season number 17. The drivers here will be hoping for a good result to carry the momentum towards the race on Sunday. As they make their way back towards the grid, we've got 11 drivers for this one. And we're almost ready to go here in Hockenheim, here at the German Grand Prix. So 17 corners, and it's 158 kilometres before the end of this race. And who will come out on top here in the social race here at Hockenheim? We're ready to go here with the 5 red lights. Social race is underway, and what are the starts like? Looks like it's a great start from Carnage, but Fletcher has just got the run in him down towards turn 1. The Mercedes could challenge through turn 1 here. Fletcher runs a little bit wide then on the exit of turn 1 as we make our way now towards turn 2. Watch out for the Sauber behind them. That's Legend looking to try and make some moves then as we head now in towards turn 3 and 4. Looks like that Mercedes around the outside looking to try and make some moves as we head through turn 5. We've got yellow flags behind. Meanwhile, look at this then, the top 3 battling through turn 5, and they'll be battling all the way down towards turn 6. It's 3 wide there. Carnage on the inside, Legend in the middle, Fletcher on the outside. Will they make it through? Legend backs out of it, hoping to try and get a better exit out of turn 6 as they now make their way towards turn 7. The Ferrari and the Mercedes now running side by side. Carnage on the inside there. He goes onto the grass, almost loses that back end, just about keeps it under control, but he'll overdrive in towards turn 8 then. He'll now get the inside line though for 9 and 10, then driving through turn 11. Fletcher still on the outside then as we make our way now down towards turn 12, and Fletcher holds on then to the lead of the race then. Carnage then getting onto the gravel out of turn 12, and that'll be gravel full of a front wing full of gravel then for Legend. Then that's NUF1 behind them. Morris, Anderson, Evolution, Tezza, Sam Gamer, they're all within DRS range at the moment. Bashful and Stratton there looking like they didn't get great starts as we make our way now on towards the final corner and on towards the first corner now. You saw the Red Bull there of Anderson getting it all wrong out of the final corner. He's now under pressure from Evolution as they headed through turn 1. Looks like the Red Bull just about held on then as they head now towards turn 2. Meanwhile, that's Morris and NUF1 battling away. Morris is looking like he's got the inside line now for turn 4 as they make their way through in towards turn 5 now, but you can see that McLaren still on the outside. And now we're making our way through that turn 5 parabolica. There's position changes everywhere at the moment. Carnage looking like he wanted to make a move there down towards turn 6. Nothing doing there. Anderson now on the inside as he heads towards turn 6. He's got a big steering angle there, and that might cost him, but he's parked it on the apex there and makes his way ahead of Evolution then as we make our way now through turn 7 they go. That Force India of Tezza leading the pack then. He's now up to 6th place, having started at the back there. Sam Gamer just about stopping the car in time and not running into the back of Evolution. Legend meanwhile 3rd place. He did get a good start but couldn't quite put the car anywhere he wanted it to. He had the cars of Fletcher and Carnage battling ahead, so he couldn't quite get that car positioned where he wanted it to, as the top 3 then lead through 13 and 14 on the run towards 15, and then through the final 2 corners of 16 and 17. NUF1 meanwhile putting pressure on Morris as we head towards the start finish line. Fletcher of course second the fastest lap of the race, a 1:14.8 as they make their way now through turn 1 they go. And that's Anderson meanwhile putting some pressure on Tezza. Meanwhile NUF1 runs a little bit wide out of turn 1. Too many times actually. That's a 3-second time penalty awarded to him. That will be added to the end of his race. Meanwhile then Sam Gamer looking to try and put some pressure on Evolution then as we head into the DRS zone. Of course DRS now activated. As look at this now, Sam Gamer will look to the right hand side. He'll look to try and go down the inside into towards turn 6. Then you can see refusing to switch up to 8th gear then as we head now down into that tight hairpin. He's got the inside line, but Evolution there has the curving there, but once you get onto the curbs it does compromise your exit, and Evolution then drops to 9th. Sam Gamer then up to 8th place then here in the social race. There is Legend there making his way now towards turn 12. Steering the car in and hoping it sticks as they now make their way towards turn 13. And on lap 3 then, it's Fletcher in the lead, Carnage in 2nd, Legend 3rd, Morris 4th, NUF1 5th, Tezza 6th, Anderson 7th, Sam Gamer 8th, Evolution 9th, Bashful 10th, and Stratton is in P11. There's Carnage then coming into the pits on lap number 3. Very early then. Very early actually for those ultra soft tyres, but maybe that's all they last. They are really a qualifying tyre, so it's all about how long you can make them last. Sam Gamer here, right on the back of Callum Anderson here, as they make their way now through turn 3 and through turn 4. Sam Gamer on the outside. You see the Red Bull there didn't get a great exit at all out of turn 4. He's now lost ground on Sam Gamer. There's Evolution behind him as he now looks to the right hand side and down towards turn 6. And Callum Anderson in the space of a straight might lose out on 2 positions here. Does he have a chance to go around the outside, maybe try a switchback on the exit of turn 6? Does his tyres allow that? 3-lap-old ultra-soft tyres. We've already seen Carnage come into the pits and go onto a set of soft tyres. I'm expecting Carnage to come in for another stop, probably 2 soft stints, or I could be wrong about that. Let me know. What do you think the best strategy is for tonight as we make our way now in towards turn 11? You can see there Callum Anderson really struggling on those tyres right now as we head through turn 12. You can see the amount of understeer, how much he's struggling here as we head towards turn 13. Bashful could have a chance here. The exit of turn 13, you can see there Callum Anderson getting the back end all squirrely there. Those rear tyres have just surely gone. They've fallen off the cliff. He's got to come into the pits, and he will do this time around. So, well, that was 4 laps maximum on those tyres. And even then, Callum Anderson was losing so much time. But that's valuable data then for Sunday. He knows now not to do 4 laps on those tyres, otherwise you lose so much time. So Fletcher then in the lead, but he's on 4-lap-old ultra-softs as well. He looks like he's got some good pace behind him as we make our way down towards turn 6. Legend there in second, NUF1 in third. Meanwhile, battle for 5th place rages on as we head now down towards turn 6. Evolution trying to go around the outside. Sam Gamer comes across there. I don't think he realised Evolution was that close to him as he went to slam the door shut. But Evolution there backs off for a second there. Don't know if he's expressing some sort of annoyance or just backing off. I'm not entirely sure, but Evolution there making his way through turn 8, through turn 9, and then coming towards turn 10, and then through turn 11 on the run towards turn 12. So Callum Anderson, having made that stop, rejoins in 11th place. He's 8.4 now behind Morris ahead of him. So that's Mercedes Sam Gamer. On the medium tyres, remember, in 5th place. As the top 3 then come into the pits. There's Fletcher in, there's Legend in, and there's NUF1 in as well. So Tezza then, who started 11th place, now leads here the social race. Sam Gamer then is in 2nd place, Evolution 3rd, Bashful now up to 4th place. You've got Carnage here on the back of Stratton here, as you've got the top 3 now coming out of the pits. Fletcher is in 7th at the moment. He's looking to try and cut across his teammate, which he does. He does that as soon as he possibly can. He rejoins on a set of soft tyres. I wonder if those soft tyres will be able to get him to the end. It's a long, long way to go on those tyres, that's for sure. But here comes Carnage then on Stratton with the DRS open. Carnage moves to the right-hand side, which will give him the inside line down towards turn 6. He doesn't come back onto the racing line. That will allow Stratton to try and get a cut back on here. Can't quite make it stick though, as Carnage then on fresher tyres. Just can't quite get the traction down then, as the 2 Ferraris are very close in tandem here on the run down towards turn 8. And as you can see, coming through 10 and 11 now, Morris on 2-lap-old soft tyres, trying to chase down his teammate who's on brand new soft tyres. And the question remains whether these soft tyres can make it to the end of the race, as it looked like Fletcher then got very much onto the grass then on the outside. That seemed to be a recipe for running or getting some understeer in the car, but he got away with it. It's lap 7 of this Grand Prix then, and it is Tezza in the lead with Sam Gamer in 2nd, Evolution 3rd, Bashful in 4th, Carnage in 5th, and Stratton in 6th. But it looks like then the top 6, apart from Carnage, have all yet to stop in this race so far. Sam Gamer here looks like he'll probably go for a medium to soft stint. While all the others are starting soft, looks like they'll go for the mediums. Here comes Fletcher then on Stratton. He's on fresh tyres then on the run down towards turn 6. He's also got the DRS as well on the run down. Look at the 2nd Ferrari, looking to try and be an optimistic in towards the hairpin there. And that's Stratton who's around. Now, did he make contact with Morris then on the exit there just before the curbing? It's hard to tell, difficult to tell anyway, but now he's under pressure from NUF1. He will try now down the inside in towards turn 8. Up the inside he goes. And NUF1 gets the move done. Stratton's tyres would have been dirty. And now NUF1 gets up into 9th place on those medium tyres. He'll definitely make them to the end now. It's all about managing them properly. Morris, meanwhile, still behind Fletcher, his teammate, for this race anyway. Heading around the final couple of corners. Lap 8 of this Grand Prix then. Tezza still leads. 3.1 seconds separates himself from Sam Gamer. Sam Gamer actually on the medium tyres. It's looking good for him at the moment. He's got a good amount of pace. He's pulling away from Evolution. If not pulling away, he's stabilised the gap. So it's not too bad from him at the moment. So the only problem with running softer tyres at the end of the race is it sounds like a great idea on paper, but sometimes you can really overheat the tyres by pushing so much, where the harder tyres will be able to take that punishment, the softer tyres may not. So it's sort of misleading. I've been in those situations before where I think, well, if I start on the harder tyre and finish on the softer tyre, I should get up the positions. But obviously those tyres wear out. They wear out quicker than the harder tyres towards the end. So it'll be interesting to see what the soft tyre runners do and whether they switch on to a harder tyre later on in the race. You would think then those who started on the soft tyres would finish the race on the mediums, and those who started on the mediums should finish on the soft. That's how it should work. But of course, this is a social race, so well, all the strategies could be different, just to see what the fastest actually is. As there were two drivers there getting penalties. I only saw the second one, Bashful, who's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. As we head on to the 9th lap of this race then. And it's whether or how long Tezza can make those tyres last. Fletcher, meanwhile, is catching Carnage ahead of him. He's in DRS range as we ride on board with the Ferrari driver right now, heading now towards turn 6. Obviously, he's not close enough to try and move there, all the way towards turn 6, but you can see how much he's closed up now. And he's having to save some ERS deployment as well. To make our way through turn 7 on the run towards turn 8, 9, 10 and 11. Fletcher 8/10 behind Carnage as Carnage looks to try and catch that curve on the left hand side. Sort of try and straight line the chicane if you like. Best way of doing it. Fletcher comes very close to the wall on that left hand side of your picture there. Very close, but he's using all the track he can. And he's getting full reward for it as well. 6/10 now the gap between himself and Carnage as they make their way through the far chicane. Now coming towards 16 and then through 17. You can see there Fletcher using that curbing there to really make that corner as wide as possible. Helps that exit speed, as that helps him as well get the fastest lap of the race, a 1:14.4. Fletcher there, that back end was ready to snap on him there. As they make their way down towards turn 2, held a car and kept it all under control. Heart rate must have gone up a little bit for Fletcher, but here he comes down in the DRS zone of Carnage. Ferrari versus Mercedes through turn 5 and on the run towards turn 6. Carnage there goes to the right hand side to defend the inside line for turn 6. Fletcher will then have to go around the outside. Will he try a switchback? You bet he will. He'll try and get a better exit on towards turn 7, but Carnage I think has just done enough, has he? No, Fletcher's got a run on him through turn 7. He has to leave the gap there on towards turn 8. The Mercedes then up the inside, trying to defend that position. Fletcher running wide there, and Carnage takes that position back. Meanwhile, Legend there is now on the back of Morris as they make their way through turns 10 and 11. And on now towards turn 12 they go. Looking to put that pressure on. Here comes Fletcher then, still on the back of Carnage. Through 13 and 14, and now towards 16 and 17. As Carnage here is actually closing in on Bashful. Remember, Bashful has yet to stop in this race. As you now head through turn 1, and on towards turn 2 we go. Fletcher then 3-second time penalty, possibly for running wide at turn 1. In fact, I could guarantee you that's why. So multiple warnings then for him. And that running wide at turn 1 was the one that gave him the 3-second time penalty. Carnage then in the DRS for Bashful. That's going to help him defend against Fletcher on the run down towards turn 6. And you'll see here, Carnage, will he try up the inside? Yes, he will. Up the inside he goes. Fletcher tries a late move in towards turn 6 as well, and tries to follow the Mercedes through, and it looks like Bashful just sort of let it happen. He knows he's on 10-lap-old soft tyres. The more he battles, the more quickly those tyres will just start to wear away. So he's probably thinking there's no point in battling it now. I'll just focus on my own strategy. Meanwhile then, Legend, following Morris now through turns 10 and 11 on the run towards turn 12 in that slipstream. But through turn 12 he won't be able to do a lot through here. Towards turn 13, very narrow on entry. Again, really only room for one car at a time through there. Through 14 and 15 towards turn 16 and 17. towards the start-finish line. They go then. DRS open for Morris towards turn 1, and he'll get a second dose of it coming towards turn 2. Fletcher, meanwhile, is looking really close to the back of Carnage. Carnage now has Evolution ahead of him, so again, they'll have DRS to help him defend, and this looks like it's going to be a carbon copy here. Fletcher is surely going to follow wherever Carnage goes here. Carnage goes up the inside, Evolution locks up. Now Fletcher tries to go up the inside. The Renault driver tries to cut back on Carnage there, so that wasn't quite the carbon copy that Fletcher wanted. But in any case, now on the run towards turn 8, Fletcher stays behind Evolution for now. But Evolution on 11-lap-old soft tyres, 5 laps is the age difference between those two tyres. And you can see here, Evolution, how little grip he has compared to Fletcher as we head through turn 12. But Fletcher here wasn't quite the easy move he thought it was going to be through turn 6. But he's right on the Renault's tail here through 14 and 15. And then through the right-handers of 16 and 17. You can see how much more grip he has. He can carry a lot more speed through the corners. Evolution, though, using that curve on the left-hand side. As Sam Gamer picks up a 3-second time penalty. Evolution has the DRS, and that will help him stay ahead of Fletcher for the time being. But you can see Fletcher here braking much later on those fresher tyres. Now they head through turn 4, and Evolution here still has the DRS to help him defend. But at this point, Fletcher is very close to the back of him. In the slipstream we go, and now heading down towards turn 6. Will he go up the inside? He will. Tries to brake later. Then the Renault has the inside line, and on those fresher tyres will have better traction. And towards turn 7, Fletcher has the position. He's now up to 4th place, and actually he didn't lose too much time to Carnage in the end. As we head now towards turn 8, 9, 10 and 11. He's still 6/10 behind. Lap 13 of this social race. Thank you very much for tuning in. I just saw a figure of, well, it was up at 40, so thank you very much for joining us. You guys have been fantastic tonight. Hope you're enjoying the race, and I hope you're enjoying this commentary on a Friday night. Here's Legend then, chasing down Bashful as we head through 14 and 15 towards turn 16 and 17. And will Legend have a chance? Bashful here as we head through the final corner. DRS wide open for Legend then, as Evolution comes into the pits. And Bashful here holds on to the position. Legend there dropped a gear, going through turn 1. Legend there braking later than Bashful, as expected really, with fresher tyres. As you can see there, Bashful taking a different line to Legend. Legend trying to get some better exit out of turn 4, and you can see now with the DRS, he's got a little bit more speed than Bashful then. And then as we head towards the hairpin, Legend here, has he got the move done? Up the inside he goes. A little bit of off-roading there, but he has got the move done. And meanwhile, off the stream then, we have Fletcher, who's found a way past Carnage. And up to 3rd place he goes. And that is Bashful then, now on the back of Legend, looking to try and get past again. But unfortunately for him, he doesn't quite have the tyres to do so. Now he's got Morris behind him as well, with 21 laps to go. Oh, that's the Ferrari off! That's Morris around. He got onto the gravel there, and Morris all the way around. That's not going to help his tyre wear, that's for sure. And he'll have to spin the car around. And, well, he could have done a donut there, but he decides to reverse it. Maybe he wants to save those rear tyres. But, yeah, that's not going to help him at all as we head now towards turn 13. And he's dropped all the way now down to 10th place. Costly mistake for him. So, lap 15 then. Here's Carnage with some DRS. Down towards turn 6. Will he try up the inside? He won't. He dummied it. But Fletcher was equal to it and covered off both lines. So Carnage stayed behind as we head through turn 7 and then coming towards turn 8. You can see now they're closing on Sam Gamer ahead of them. And of course Sam Gamer started on those medium tyres. We're heading now down towards turn 12 and on towards turn 13. We see Evolution there getting away past Anderson as he heads through turn 7. Legend there picking up a 3-second time penalty. That will be added on to the end of his race. And Carnage here going around the final 2 corners. Teza comes into the pits then. 14 laps he's done on those soft tyres. He'll come in and assume he'll put on a set of medium tyres. As Anderson there picks up a 3-second time penalty. Someone picked up one as well, but I didn't quite see who it was. So Sam Gamer then on the medium tyres now takes the lead of this race then. But Fletcher is very close behind him. Carnage 2 will be in some DRS range as we now head through turn 5 and on towards turn 6. As NUF1 gets away past Tezza out of the pit lane, but I'm sure Tezza will have a few things to say about that. Sam Gamer then actually getting wide. The tail came out with turn 6 there, sort of middle of the corner. He was able to keep it under control though. Fletcher has sensed that weakness though. Sam Gamer goes down the inside to defend, and Fletcher turns in, but Sam Gamer's not giving up on this one through turn 10 and then through turn 11 there. Sam Gamer though put up a good fight, but he couldn't quite keep behind Fletcher, who's on fresher tyres and on the better compound as well. So Fletcher then moves up a position, and that's Sam Gamer then who sort of lets Carnage through, decides not to battle him. Meanwhile then, that is Tezza, who's now rejoined. He's on a set of medium tyres. Don't let those yellow walled tyres fool you. He's actually on some medium tyres. But he's now trying to close on an NUF1 here. And of course now the Force India has made its one and only stop, starting on some soft tyres, now switching on some mediums. There's Bashful coming into the pits then, presumably to do the same, to go on to the medium tyres. So lap 17 then. Just under halfway through this race. Fletcher leads from Carnage and Sam Gamer. That's your top 3 so far. But Sam Gamer, of course, is yet to stop this race. When he does stop, I'm assuming he's going to put on some soft tyres. He locks up big time into turn 6 there. That won't help his tyre wear. So Bashful and Callum Anderson do put on a new set of medium tyres. And they'll rejoin them in 8th and 10th respectively. And there is Callum Anderson out of the pit lane, and that's 5 seconds stop go for Callum Anderson for crossing that white line on the exit. I mean, he hasn't got much of a case to argue against that. We all saw it. So that's 5 seconds that will presumably now be added to the end of his race. Carnage then through 14 and 15 down towards turn 16 and 17. And when Fletcher crosses that line, we'll be halfway through this social race here at the German Grand Prix. Lap number 18. Here Fletcher leads from Carnage, and Sam Gamer then, who's done half the race on those medium tyres, now comes in for what assumingly will be a set of soft tyres. On they go then, and away he goes. So soft tyres on the Mercedes, and will that get him to the end? He'll do 17 laps on those soft tyres, and what we're seeing from Carnage right now, that will be doable. He might suffer with tyre wear towards the end of the race, but he'll have a lighter car. He should make it to the end with 17 laps on those tyres. Watch this space though. Carnage then is 1.2 behind Fletcher. And he's fallen out of DRS range now, and all the field is spread out a little bit. Tezza though is now within DRS range of NUF1. So he makes his way now towards turn 7. As we now make our way towards turn 8, still right on the back here as we head through turns 10 and 11. Tezza using all he can to try and close on NUF1 through turn 12 and then coming towards turn 13. He is closing on the McLaren ahead of him. Make our way through that high-speed chicane down towards 16 and then through 17. And they'll have DRS now active on the run towards turn 1. Flying through there. Careful not to run too wide. Now through turn 2 you can see you've got a much better run through turn 1 there into the braking zone of turn 2. As we head now through 3 and 4. Tezza has the DRS. We'll have the slipstream too. We try and move now in towards turn 6. There's 16 laps to go. You can see there, not once does he try and even think about going up from 7th gear. He elects to stay in it, but he's still got the McLaren on the inside. Tezza then has the outside line. NUF1 actually does give him the room. I thought he was going to close the door there, but NUF1 does enough to defend. And now coming through turn 7 on the run towards turn 8. Will Tezza try and move there? No, he doesn't. He stays behind and elects to try and put the McLaren under pressure. Yellow flags in sector 1. Sectors 1 and 2. Not quite sure what that is, but whatever it was, it's been cleared now. So we're back under green flag racing in all sectors. here we go then through turn 13 as Sam Gamer gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. This is the battle for 4th place at the moment as we head on to lap number 20. 15 laps to go here with the social race as Legend comes into the pits then for what is presumably his second stop. And I think he'll go back onto a set of soft tyres to get into the end of the race. Coming now towards turn 2. Tezza will have another chance here through turns 3 and 4. He runs wide on the exit 4 and then picks up a 3-second time penalty. So he's gone DRS zone, he's on the slipstream, he's on the back of this gearbox now as we head towards turn 6. He'll now try and brake later, try and go round the outside now. And NUF1 does give him the room. Tesla learns that one. They now run side by side as we head towards turn 7. The McLaren has the inside line. The Force India has the outside line for turn 7. That switches around as we head towards turn 8 then. And Tesla is able to take 3rd place away from NUF1. And so Tesla now moves up to 3rd place. Nice battle there between the two of them as we now head towards turn 12. There is Fletcher then, who has started lap number 20. 15 laps to go here at the German Grand Prix. In fact, no, that's Morris. My apologies. There's Fletcher. There we go. Now there's 14 laps to go here. But Fletcher does have a 3-second time penalty. There's Carnage in the pits then. So he goes onto a set of soft tyres. So it's definitely a 2-stop from him. This gives us a good idea of what we can expect on Sunday as Sam now goes fastest on 14.3. So it looks like then 2 stops seem to be the way to go at the moment. Either that or Sam Gamer, you can see there, has so far done a 1-stop. He's now joined ahead of his teammate Carnage. So Carnage will have to make the move on his teammate. He'll have some DRS though, so on the run towards turn 6, he might have a good chance here. But no, he doesn't. He's running low DRS range. So you can see Sam Gamer locking up in towards turn 6. That'll give Carnage an invitation. Meanwhile, Legend here is trying to now put some pressure on Evolution ahead. So the question is then, Fletcher will have to stop, surely. Will he stop this lap then, as he, you can see the helicopter camera there. As Fletcher, yes, he does come into the pits. Late call then from the Ferrari crew, it seems. As Fletcher comes into the pits now, what will be his last stop of the race then, assuming now he'll go onto a set of soft tyres. Meanwhile, Legend here battling away with Evolution as we make our way now down towards turn 13. And then through 14 and 15, very narrow through here. And then towards turn 16 and 17, you see front wing camera there of the Sauber as we now make our way through turn 17. DRS open then for the Sauber. And then through turn 1, it's single file through here. But look at this now, he'll have a better run. And he hasn't quite got the torque, has he? No, he runs side by side then with the DRS open. That'll help him on the overall drive through the corner. Up the inside it goes. And Legend then takes advantage of Evil's poor run through turn 1 there. But Evolution's not done there. He'll now have the DRS, which have a go back here. And you can see that lower aero seems to be doing the trick then. Down towards turn 6 we go. Evolution has the inside line, Legend has the outside line as we make our way now through turn 6, as they're now going to be side by side now. No DRS between either of them. Through turn 7 they go. Legend has the outside of turn 7. Evolution has the inside. That's rolls reverse through turn 8 then. And Legend then has the inside line, takes that position away as you now head through turns 10 and 11. Evolution not giving up on this one. Thought about going up the inside of turn turn 12. But thought better of it. So Tezza leads then. As we head on to lap 23. We have 12 laps to go here in the social race. It's Fletcher in second. Carnage goes fastest lap of the race, 1:13.994. And that is purple there, fastest lap of the race. You've got Fletcher in second, NUF1 in third. But he's under extreme pressure here from Sam Gamer. As we now head through turns 3 and 4. On towards the DRS straight. That's not a straight. Through Parabolica, through turn 5, and you can see there the Mercedes has the position there. Pretty easy move in the end then for Sam Gamer, but there is Carnage who wanted to make the move on NUF1, but was a little bit too far back to try it. And now they're going towards turn 7 then. Fast right-hander. And then towards turn 8, NUF1 is trying to defend. Carnage now going up the inside at turn 8, and he's got the move done. Saw it there, saw the opportunity and seized it. Carnage then up to 4th place. Morris then running in 11th at the moment. We saw him have that spin earlier on in the race. Now he's closing in to Anderson ahead of him. Anderson runs onto the grass then, so Morris should have an easier time with this one than he realises. Down towards turn 6 they go. He's got the inside line. The Ferrari has that position, and he's able to take it away from Anderson then. Up to 10th place he goes. See Sam Gamer now in 3rd place, and he's trying to pull away from his teammate Carnage. Well, teammate for this race anyway. As we now head down towards turn 2. Anderson, though, is not going to let Morris get away. Morris gets it wrong on the exit of turn 12. Sorry, on the entrance of turn 12. Now he runs wide again. And what's happened to Morris there? Maybe he got scared going through turn 12 there. He spun there before. Maybe he was a little bit too cautious. But whatever the reason, Anderson gets that position back then. And up to 10th place he goes. 11 laps to go then. Tezza leads this one. He is on the medium tyres, the white wall tyres. Fletcher is in 2nd with Sam Gamer in 3rd, Carnage 4th. Top 4 separated by just under 5 seconds. Fletcher here looking to try and make some inroads to catch Tezza ahead. You see there Morris has got the position on Callum Anderson, but Anderson has some DRS now as they head towards turn 6. You can see they're on the opposite ends of the track there. Anderson gets the move done though in towards turn 6. And Morris tries an inside line, and he's actually got a better exit than the Red Bull as we head towards turn 7. But Morris then backs out of it through turn 7 and then on towards turn 8. Can't quite get that move done once again. 10 laps to go here at Hockenheimring, and Fletcher knows he's got a lot of 3-second time penalties. That's what he knows, but he knows he's got the DRS as we head now through turn 5 and coming towards turn 6. He's got the inside line then on the Force India. Down towards turn 6 they go, and that heavy braking point is the ideal place to make the move stick, and Fletcher takes first place away from Tezza. And Tezza, who did not take part in qualifying whatsoever, is running in 2nd place at the moment, so not bad for him whatsoever. Morris here still trying to chase down at Callum Anderson. These two are battling now for 10th place. Morris then runs a little bit wide. That's going to cost him there on the run towards turn 2. But he's got the inside line. Anderson runs a little bit wide. He'll have the inside line for turns 3 and 4. But look at Morris then, who goes straight around the outside. Anderson, though, has some DRS. So I wonder if he can reel him back in. I think he will, you know. Not enough to try and move, surely, down towards turn 6. No, it's not. But there you go. Fletcher sets another fastest lap of the race. I could see that. So 1:13.9 as Carnage then finds a way past Sam Gamer. And Sam Gamer running wide at turn 1. Crucial, that one. And it does get you a warning. And that is a 3-second time penalty for Sam Gamer on the run through turn 4. Into that long turn 5. Sam Gamer has DRS on Carnage. Is he a little bit too far back? You can see how much he's closing up now. Staying in 7th gear, but DRS all the way down to 0. So the Mercedes then of Sam Gamer having to stay behind then, as he gets a little bit squirrely out of turn 6 there on the exit on those curbs as we head through turn 7 and then down towards turn 8 then. So Carnage then takes 3rd place away with only a handful of laps left here at the German Grand Prix. Callum Anderson, meanwhile, is still not done with Morris then as they make way through turn 2 and through turn 3 and 4. Callum Anderson has the DRS then. And they look to try and make a move on Morris then as we make our way through turn 5. He's on the outside, and you can see there that top speed is going to serve him very well now down towards turn 6. You can see there momentarily that the Red Bull's DRS just turned off altogether because he didn't have any left in the battery. Morris then meanwhile can use that ERS. He's got spare to get a better exit, but Callum Anderson goes around the outside, and it's almost as if Morris said, well fine, you can have the position, but I'll try and wear down your ERS and try it that way. You can see Callum Anderson is really looking like he's struggling with that ERS, you know, saving it anyway and deploying it in all the right places. We have 8 laps to go here. Fletcher going up through the gears as we head towards turn 7. Sam Gamer, meanwhile, is slowly falling away from Carnage ahead of him. 1.1 the gap is now as they head towards turn 8. And again, Morris here is not giving up on this battle. Callum Anderson just seems to have replied to everything Morris does at the moment through turn 1. DRS with the Ferrari then on the run up towards turn 2. As we head now through turn 3 and through turn 4. Morris once again will have some DRS. You can see he's got a much better exit out of turn 4. In through turn 5 we go. And is it me or is that Ferrari not having any DRS open? They're running side by side and then the DRS is open for the Ferrari then. He'll now go around the outside at turn 6. Try and get a better exit. That's exactly what's happened there. And Morris for now has got his way past. But expect that Red Bull to try and move in towards turn 8 surely. As Morris then defends the inside line for turn 8 and try and park it on the apex surely. Yes, he will. And no way past for that Red Bull. Morris finally knuckles down and takes that 10th place spot away. And Anderson is not going to let that go. Not lying down anyway. Heading now towards turn 13. And that banking which helps you carry more speed through the corner. As you see Callum Anderson still not letting that Ferrari get away from him. And this battle for 10th place is really, really something. And I do hope you're enjoying this race as well. As we head into the closing stages of the social race then. Lap 28 of 34. Soon to become lap 29 any moment now. Oh, I thought it could be clever there. Anyway, Callum Anderson picked up a 3-second time penalty there. Trying to chase down Norris. They now go into the DRS zone. And with a little bit of slipstream as well. And there we are, lap 29 has started. That means there's 6 laps to go. Callum Anderson with the DRS then. Moving as late as he possibly can. Down towards turn 6 they go. Ferrari's on the outside. Will he try a switch back here? He will. Can he get the better exit? He's got the better ERS deployment, that's for sure. Heading now down towards turn 7. He's got the inside line. Red Bull has the outside line. Red Bull was the braver out of the two of them. And was able to stick it there and parks it on the apex. Morris no way through for him. And Callum Anderson once again gets straight back in front. Moving their way now in towards turn 13. He's not giving up on this position. It's annoying as well when the driver ahead of you just has an answer for everything you do. Meanwhile as well, up in front, Carnage is closing in on Tezza. He's now 8 tenths behind. And Fletcher, who seemingly at the moment is running away with it, but at the moment, I mean, I could look at the penalties, but it would mean we're not looking at the action. That's the only problem. As we make our way now through the final couple of corners, watching the forcing there. Meanwhile, once again, Morris has got away past Anderson, but again, Anderson will have that DRS running down towards turn 6, so those positions are going to swap once again. Anderson has the inside line. He'll have a tighter steering angle. It means the Ferrari here could try a little bit of a cutback. And once again, running side by side through turn 7. He's got the line. Surely he'll take it. Yes, he will. And now heading down towards turn 8 then. Yellow flags in sector 2. Whatever they were, they're gone. And they're back now. So who could that be through sector 2? That's the Ferrari going straight on there. As Morris there, not quite sure there. He was going to a different track, it seemed. As that looks like Sam Gamer in 5th place there. Now what's happened here, because those rear tyres have gone completely for Sam Gamer, surely. As he spins the car around, maybe they're a little warm. That's probably the one who had a spin. Meanwhile, up ahead in front of him, Carnage and Tezza are having a battle then. Down towards turn 13 they go. 14 and 15. And towards the final 2 corners of 16 and 17. Sam Gamer running up in 4th place there. Lost all that time now, down to 6th. So he was the driver in trouble then. 5 laps to go here in Germany for the social race. And Fletcher leads it from Tezza in 2nd, Carnage in 3rd. You're watching that battle unfold right here. Meanwhile then, NUF1 gets away past Sam Gamer. And what's going on with Sam Gamer's car? He comes into the pits then. Surely those tyres couldn't have gone off the cliff, surely. Meanwhile then, Carnage in the slipstream of the Force India. Tezza goes right to the right hand side then. He'll try and defend the inside line as we head now down towards turn 6. You can see the Force India looking to try and keep that position. As they both now head out of turn 6 on the run now down towards turn 7. And you can see there Carnage has the position then. Will Tezza try and move in towards turn 8? No, he doesn't. So he'll stay in 3rd place through those series of corners then. Meanwhile, NUF1 is having to attack Evil Lucian in front of him. as they run through towards turn 7 then. Lap 31 of 34 of the social race then. NUF1 making his way now through turn 8, into 9, 10 and 11. Looking for a way past this Renault. And it looks like through the corners he's much quicker now. Will he try and move down towards turn 12? Surely now it goes right up the inside. That's a great move from NUF1 there. Grabbing 5th place by the scruff of its neck. And he moves up. Great move from the McLaren driver. Meanwhile then Tezza wants to try and find a way back past Carnage. He'll have some DRS to try and help him out. Meanwhile the battle for 10th place is still raging on here. As Callum Anderson and Morris here just battling away. Here's Evolution heading through turn 1. Trying to catch the McLaren of NUF1. There's Fletcher then, who has started lap 32 of 34. 3 laps to go here in Germany. And Tezza here is close to Carnage as we head through turn 7 on the run towards turn 8. Will Tezza try and move down the inside? No, he won't. He'll stay behind for now. Meanwhile, Sam Gamer up the inside of Stratham there. In towards turn 2 on a fresh set of ultra soft tyres. And he'll make his way now through turn 5 and on towards the hairpin of turn 6. Looking now for what seems to be the fastest lap of the race now. Evolution then, right behind that McLaren. And towards turns 10 and 11. And Fletcher's just left the session. Fletcher then, internet troubles for him, and he leaves the social race in the lead. That will light up Carnage. His eyes were just lit up there. Here's a chance for a race win here in the social race. That gap will calm down dramatically here. Got 2 laps to go then. What about Tezza as well? He'll be looking up for this race win as well. If he can stay with that Mercedes, he's got a good chance here. As they now make their way down towards the hairpin. Carnage there is looking to have to try and defend in towards turn 6 then. Runs a little bit deep. But is that to try and prioritise his exit? I think it was. Running now through turn 7. You can see Tezza there in the slipstream. Will he try and move in towards turn 8? No, he won't. Now is he working now with that Mercedes to try and catch and pass the ghost car of Fletcher as they now make their way towards turn 12. I think he's sort of waiting now for Carnage and himself to go past Fletcher, and there it is then. Carnage makes his way through and takes the lead of this race then, as they both pass the ghost car of Fletcher, who has left this session, and that will be a bit draining for Fletcher then. He was leading that one, and well, he's now falling down the order. Final lap of the race has started then. Carnage leads it then as he heads through turn 1. He's got to hold off Tezza now for one more lap. Tezza, who was in on those medium tyres now for 18 laps. Those tyres are coming towards the end of their life, as are Carnage's soft tyres. But this is Tezza's best chance, surely now, into the DRS zone. He's got to try and make this move stick now in towards turn 6. Carnage will know now to try and defend, but look at the top speed of Tezza then, heading down towards turn 6 then, as he takes the race lead. Has he overdriven the corner though? Carnage will try and cut back now, as Sam Gamer sets the fastest lap of the race, 1:12.9. As Tezza takes the race lead then, in towards the final couple of corners now, towards turn 8. Tezza takes the race lead, but of course we've got those penalties to apply at the end of the race. Who knows where this pendulum could swing. Heading now down towards turn 12. Tezza's starting to pull away now from Carnage. Through turn 12 they go, and now coming towards turn 13 then. Well, Tezza didn't take part in qualifying for the social race. He started in P11. He's now found himself at the top and leading in towards the final couple of corners then. But will it be enough to take the race win here at the social race? That's the Mercedes trying to go up the inside. Last ditch effort. Not enough though. Tezza will come across the line to win the social race. Or does he? No. Carnage comes through to take the win instead. So Carnage then wins the social race from Tezza. Fletcher's ghost car does finish in 3rd place. Legend there will jump. No, he doesn't. It looked like it changed there, but it didn't. 4th place for Legend then. NUF1 coming across the line. He'll cross the line in 5th place there, with Evolution crossing the line in 6th place. Sam Gamer then seems to have tyre issues towards the end there as we make our way through the final corner. And Sam Gamer will come across the line in 7th place. He will grab the fastest lap of the race though. He'll have that to take away with him. Bashville then comes across the line in 8th place. Stratham across the line in 7th. He'll finish then through all those penalties. And Morris then is now making his way towards turn 12. And now to the banking of turn 13. as he spins the car around. There you are. It's been one of those races for Morris. Luckily for him, though, it is just a social race, so he can move forward here on to Sunday with lessons learned as he heads now through the final couple of corners. And he will finish this race in 10th place, though. But the winner of the AOR Hype Energy social race here on the PS4, Carnage, then wins the social race heading towards Sunday. Well then, as the drivers then come out onto the podium, it's going to be an interesting Sunday for all of these drivers. They'll take all they've learned from this race, strategies and all. And it's Carnage who comes out on top. Well, thank you very much for watching this social race. I hope you've had a lot of fun. A lot of you are watching this one, 40 of you at one point. So thank you very much for tuning in and leaving some comments below. More than 140 comments for social race. Fantastic stuff. And well, hope to see you on Sunday then for the F3 League on the PS4. That's where I'll be commentating alongside Austin Smith. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel down below. Hit the notification bell so you're notified every time AOR goes live with any of the series they do. Make sure you follow the league at Apex on Racing on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter whilst you're there. It's at KSMCGF1. Until next time, I've been Kieran McGinley. You've been watching. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time.